Hi there, I'm Erin with 5 Parks Yoga. I'm so glad you can join me today. Today's class will be focused on hurdler's pose, also known as Eka Pada Koundinyasana II. Before we begin, I want to give a big shout out to all of my amazing YouTube members and Patreon supporters. Your generous contributions keep 5 Parks Yoga thriving and able to create new classes regularly. We truly appreciate your support beyond words and could not do this without you. If you're interested in supporting 5 Parks Yoga, check out 5parksyoga.com/support. You can also help by hitting the subscribe button and giving this class a thumbs up if you like it. And if you click the bell icon, you'll get notified the moment new classes are released. Okay, let's get started with our class. So go ahead and make your way down onto your back. Any comfortable position is welcome. You can bring the soles of your feet together and knees wide for Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, or you can have your legs long and your arms resting beside your body. Anything that's comfortable, just go ahead and move around, work out the kinks, and just settle into this position. Hurdler's pose is an advanced arm balance that requires flexibility, strength, and balance. This class is going to guide you through a sequence designed to build these qualities, preparing you to achieve this dynamic and challenging pose. We'll begin with some warm-up sequences to prepare the body, followed by poses that will help open the hips, strengthen the core, and build upper body strength. One of the key benefits of practicing arm balances is the opportunity to overcome our self-imposed limits. By facing challenges and persistently practicing with mindfulness, you'll cultivate self-confidence and discover your true potential in yoga and beyond. Let's begin together with a cleansing breath. Breathe deeply in through your nose. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1. Release it through your mouth. Close your lips. Breathe in through your nose, nice and slow and steady. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your nose, slow and steady. Now hold it at the bottom for 3, 2, 1. One more. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1. Breathe out through your nose. Pause at the bottom for 3, 2, 1. Continue with your deep breathing. If your feet are together, extend your left leg long on your mat, and we're all going to bring our right knee in toward our chest. Interlace your fingers around your knee. Bring your knee off to the right and up toward your right shoulder. Draw your elbows in and down toward your mat. Flex both feet back toward both knees. Take one full breath in. Now, as you exhale, we're going to cross that knee to the left. Extend our arm to the right and look toward the right. Breathe in fully. Exhale fully. Come back towards center and then take both hands behind your right thigh and extend your right leg up toward the ceiling. Flex and point your right foot. Draw circles in one direction. Draw circles in the other direction. Come back to neutral. Walk your hands further up the back of your right leg as you lift your chest up off the floor. Draw your forehead towards your knee towards your forehead. We're going to be doing a lot of positions that split the legs because this is a part of hurdler's pose. So we want to build some flexibility in the right hamstring. So just hold here for another inhale And then exhale, release. Extend your right leg long on your mat. Draw your left knee in. Take your hands around your shin. Bring your knee to the left and up toward your left shoulder. Flex both feet back toward both knees. Draw elbows in and down toward your mat. Big compression in your left hip. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring your left knee across your body to the right, set it down, and extend your left arm to the left. Look toward your left hand. Breathe in. Exhale fully. Bring your left leg back towards center. Extend your left foot up toward the ceiling. Hold on to the back of your left thigh. Now point and flex your left foot. Draw circles in one direction. Draw circles in the other direction. Walk your hands further up the back of your left leg. Draw your forehead toward your knee toward your forehead. Holding here, looking out past your right toes. A little bit deeper for this last moment here. Focusing on your left hamstring. Alrighty, now bring both knees in toward your chest. Either hold on to your knees with your hands or wrap your arms around your knees so you find a deep hip compression. Exhale. If you have your arms wrapped around your knees, just bring your hands back toward your knees. Roll the length of your spine 1, 2, 3 times. And then after your third roll, go ahead and cross your ankles. Step back to a high plank position. Hold your high plank, positioning your shoulders over your wrists, your feet in line with your hips, your gaze past your fingertips for 3, 2, 1. Now shift forward onto your toes, lower slowly to the count of 5, 4. We're coming all the way down to our bellies. 3, 2, 1. Take the tops of your feet flat to the floor. Keep your hands right where they are. Breathe in, low lift cobra. And release. Walk your hands back a hand print. Breathe in, come all the way past your belly button. And release. Walk your hands back a hand print. Breathe in, come up to high cobra. All the way up, reach through the crown of your head. Draw your shoulders down and back. Now lift your chin, look up. Bring your head back to neutral. Bring your chin toward your right shoulder. Look to the right. Come back to center. Bring your chin to your left shoulder. Look center. Bring your chin to your chest. Nice and slow. Feel that stretch the entire length of your back body. You can gently sway your head side to side. All right, come back to neutral. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Bring your left hand back underneath your left shoulder. Bring your right arm to the right, palm facing down. We're gonna roll in the direction of our right arm. So press into your left hand, bring your left leg up and over, stamp your foot to the floor, getting a nice shoulder stretch here. Come back onto your belly. Extend your left arm to the left, palm to the floor. We're rolling in the direction of our left arm. Press into your right hand, bring your right leg up and over. Your left ear rests on your mat here. Come back onto your belly. Bring both hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Press your fists toward your heels. Lift your chest up off the floor, and then option to lift your feet up off the floor. And release. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press up to a tabletop position. Let's continue warming up the spine with 3 rounds of cat and cow. So breathe in, drop your belly, lift the crown of your head and your tailbone. Breathe out, round your spine. 2 more. Match your breath to your movement. Exhale to cat pose. 1 more round. Inhale to cow. And exhale, round to cat. All right, we stretched the front of the shoulders and the chest. Now we're gonna stretch the back of the shoulders. So position your left hand underneath your face. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Now pause here, take a circle of your wrist in one direction. We're gonna be doing a lot in the other direction. A lot of work on the wrists and the hands today, so we want them nice and loose. Now take your right arm behind your left, come onto your right shoulder and your right ear. Keep your hips high. On your next breath in, unwind, reach up, look up. Exhale, tabletop position, switching sides. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Now pause, take some circles of the wrists and this wrist in both directions. We'll do more wrist warm-ups in a second here. And then you're gonna slide your left arm behind your right, come onto your left shoulder and your left ear. Feel the stretch in the back of your left shoulder. Breathe in. And out. Unwind on an inhale, reach up, look up, and then release back to tabletop. Couple more wrist stretches here. For arm balancing, you always really want to warm up the hands and the wrists quite thoroughly so you don't have an injury. So take your hands, flip your hands so that your fingers are now pointing toward your knees. Now, this is gonna be a pretty subtle movement, but you're just gonna start to bend your elbows toward your knees. Start to feel that stretch in your forearms and your wrists. And then a bigger movement here, you can start to rock your weight toward your fingertips and get a little bit of a finger stretch as well. Bringing your hips back toward your heels. And then come forward. Now, bring the tops of your hands to the floor. Your fingers are gonna face each other, okay? Not a lot of weight here, so really lift up so you're not dumping into your wrists. Now from here, make fists with both hands. Close, open, close, open. One more time, close, open, really subtle movement. Kind of rock side to side. Really delicate bones here, so be gentle. Okay, now come back to tabletop position. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. I'm gonna give you a couple moments here in your first downward facing dog to take any organic movements that feel good in your body. I like to pedal my legs. I like to sway my heels from side to side, getting a stretch through the side. I like to bend and straighten my legs. You can pause in any of those variations and just enjoy the stretches that your body needs. All right, let's all meet back in a static downward facing dog. So look back towards your heels, make sure that your heels are disappearing behind your toes. Take another breath in here. Open mouth, exhale. Let's prepare for some sun salutations. Look toward your hands. Step, walk, or float toward the front of your mat. As you exhale, come into a forward fold. On your next breath in, rise up to mountain pose. Encircle your left wrist with your right hand. Side bend to the right, bringing your hand over your head. Taking a little bit of a pull there with your right arm. And come back towards center and switch sides. So encircle your right wrist with your left hand. Side bend to the left. Keep your right shoulder in line with your right hip, which is in line with your right foot. And then come back to center mountain pose. Reach your arms up. As you exhale, cactus your arms, expand your chest, lift your chin, open your throat. Breathe in, tall mountain pose, and then exhale, standing forward fold. Hinging from your hips, come all the way down. On your next breath in, come up to a halfway lift and pause. So hands can be on a block, the floor, or your shins. Elongate your spine, so the crown of your head should be in direct alignment with your tailbone. So not one nice long line. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back to a high plank pose. We've already been here in this class, so just take a breath in. As you breathe out, shift forward onto your toes, this time lower halfway down. Chaturanga. If you'd like to, you can come all the way down. Flip over onto the tops of your feet. Inhale, press up to upward facing dog. Your knees stay lifted up off the floor as you open the front side of your body. And then as you breathe out, come back to downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Open mouth, exhale. Let's do that again at a faster pace. So look toward your hands. Step, walk, or float to the front of your mat. Standing forward fold, breathe out. Tall mountain, rise up. Exhale, cactus. Tall mountain, inhale. Standing forward fold, exhale. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, high plank pose. Exhale, shift forward, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. One more round. Look toward your hands, step, walk, or float. Forward fold. Tall mountain, rise up. Standing forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step, walk, or float back through Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, exhale. On your next breath in, lift your right leg up, open your hip and bend your leg. Square off your hips, straighten your leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Tap, three-legged dog, kick it back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Tap, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step between your hands. Lower your back knee down onto your mat. On your next breath in, crescent moon. Reach your arms up overhead, connect the palms of your hands, cross over your thumbs, bring your thumbs to the back of your head. Sink down into your left hip, lift your elbows up, look up. Inhale, reach your arms back up, crescent moon. Exhale, half splits pose. Straighten through your right leg. You can bring your toes back toward your knee and then bring your forehead in the direction of your knee, keeping your left hip over your left knee. Make your way forward to low lunge. Let's take a grounded twist. Left hand is on the floor. Reach your right arm up, look up. Really engage through your left quad so your knee is lifted. Exhale, low lunge. Look past your toes, step your left foot to meet your right. Inhale, chair pose. So sit low, reach your arms up. Exhale, airplane arms. Reach your arms back, keep your hips low. Inhale, tall mountain, rise up. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Let's take those poses on the other side, continuing to warm up. Inhale, lift your left leg high, open your hip and bend your leg. Level off your hips, straighten your left leg. Left knee to left elbow, tap. Three-legged dog. Left knee, right elbow, twist across your body, tap. Three-legged dog. Low lunge, step your foot between your hands. Inhale, grounded twist. Right hand is your foundation. Lift your left arm up, look up. And release your left hand down. Drop your back knee to the floor. Inhale, crescent moon pose. Connect the palms of your hands over your head, opposite cross of the thumbs. Sink down into your right hip. Bring your thumbs to the back of your head. Look up, lean back. Reach your arms back, up overhead. Exhale, half splits pose. Straighten through your left leg. Flex your left toes back. Bring your forehead toward your knee. Keep your right hip over your right knee. Make your way back to low lunge. Tuck your right toes under, lift your knee. Step your right foot to meet your left. Standing forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, balanced chair, drinking bird. So this time, reach your arms back and lift your heels at the same time. Big breath in, drop your heels, lift your arms up. Exhale, standing forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. And out. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to right elbow. So we're gonna do a bunch of these because this is great prep for hurdlers pose later. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Steady through your right foot. Inhale, rise up to crescent lunge. Exhale, one dip. So you're gonna drop your left knee down, cactus your arms, press it up, crescent lunge, and exhale to warrior two. Bring your right arm up and over, your left arm behind. Maybe clasp your hands behind your back. If you don't have the clasp, don't worry about it. Just take your left hand to your right elbow. And then from here, we're all gonna lean back like we're doing reverse warrior with this arm variation. And then exhale, low lunge. Release your hands back to your mat. Lift your heel up off of your mat. On your next breath in, step onto your right foot and come into standing splits pose. Okay, lots of splits today. Try to keep your hips level and then reach your left heel a little bit higher. Begin to straighten through your right leg. Maybe if you want to challenge your balance, you can wrap your arms or your hands around your right ankle. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, Jiva squat. Left knee behind your right. Tuck and round. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your hands, step back, high plank pose. Chaturanga, if you want it. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog. As you guys who practice with me know, Chaturanga is always optional. Take the opportunity here to breathe deeply before we begin the other side. So on your next inhale, lift your left leg up for three-legged dog. Tap, left knee, left elbow. Three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step your weight into your left foot, steady yourself, rise up, crescent lunge. We're gonna take one dip of the knee. Dip your right knee down toward the mat, cactus your arms, press it up, crescent lunge. Warrior two. Okay, with cow face arms, bring your left arm up and over, your right hand behind, clasp your hands behind your back, or take your right hand onto your left elbow. We're gonna lean back like we're doing reverse warrior with this arm variation. Stretching through your left side, low lunge, plant your hands, lift your heel, step onto your left foot, standing splits. Hold here, level out your hips, lift your right leg higher. Use the strength in the back of your right leg to lift a little bit higher without opening your hips. And then Jiva squat. Take your right knee behind your left, curl into a little ball. Extend back to standing splits, step down, low lunge. Step back, high plank. Chaturanga, Dandasana. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Okay, let's repeat that with a couple of changes. So lift your right leg high, and again, right knee, right elbow, tap. Three-legged dog, low lunge, step forward. Steady yourself and rise up, crescent lunge. Right away, warrior two. Now, traditional reverse warrior. Left hand slides down your left leg, right arm reaches up and back, and then extended side angle, right hand to the floor, a block, or elbow to your knee, left arm up toward the ceiling. Maybe look up toward your left fingertips. Big movement as we rise up to 5-pointed star, toes out, palms out, reach up. Exhale, prayer squat. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, lift your right heel up off the floor. Release. Breathe in, lift your left heel up off the floor. Release. Steady yourself, lift both heels up off the floor. Building strength, building balance, building flexibility here. Release both heels to the floor. Take your hands to your knees, breathe in here. Exhale, dip your left shoulder in, look to the right toward the front of your mat. Come back to center, dip your right shoulder in, look to the left. Come back to center. From here, you're just gonna take your heels behind your toes and come into Prasarita. So wide-legged standing straddle splits. Breathe in, come up to a halfway lift. Breathe out, pause. Breathe in, extend your arms off to the side, capital T position, palms face down. Breathe out, right hand to the floor, left hand up toward the ceiling. Come back to center, take a breath in. Twist in the opposite direction, left hand to the floor, right hand up toward the ceiling, look up. Come back to center, take one more breath in here, holding steady and strong. Exhale, standing straddle splits, release all the way down, crown of the head coming down toward the floor. Come up to a halfway lift once again, and this time walk your hands to the front of your mat so you're in low lunge. Step your right foot to meet your left, and we're gonna come into side plank. So you're gonna roll onto your right hand, outer edge of your left foot, your left hand, left foot. Reach your right arm up, look up, come back to plank, Side plank, right hand to the floor, left arm lifts up. Maybe look up, high plank, Chaturanga, lower down, upward facing dog, press up, downward facing dog, press back. Big breath in, reset here. Lift your left leg up for three-legged dog. Now bring your left knee to your left elbow and tap it. Prep for hurdlers. Left leg high, low lunge. Step forward. Rise up, crescent lunge. Then right away, transition to warrior two. Reverse warrior, slide your right arm down your right leg, left arm comes up and back, extended side angle. You know the options here on this side, and this side might be different than the other. Just hold here for another breath. Use your core, use your strength. Rise up, star. This time just one time. Prayer squat, sink down, rise up, star, and then standing straddle splits, heels behind toes, come all the way down. Halfway lift, low lunge, face the front of your mat, step back, high plank pose, Chaturanga, lower down, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, wide-legged low lunge. Stay up on your fingertips. And then from here, we're going to, this is all prep for hurdlers. We're gonna reach our right arm underneath our right thigh. Bring your right hand around to the front of your shin or ankle. And then if you feel balanced and steady, bring your left hand to meet your right. You can interlace your hands around your right ankle. So building strength here, focusing on balance if your hands are off the floor. And we're getting familiar with having our shoulder underneath our right thigh, which is gonna be imperative in hurdler's pose. Now, if you wanna add on a little bit here, you can extend your arms to a capital T position, palms facing down. You're looking past the front of your mat, but you want your head in line with your spine, so don't throw your chin up, just look, glance forward. This is gonna be your gaze for hurdler's pose. Bring your hands back to your mat. And then from here, you can release your left knee down onto the floor. And we're gonna take the quad stretch. So bend your left leg, reach your right hand around for your left foot. Draw your heel in. You can look forward or you can look back, adding a little twist in your spine here. Gently release your left foot back to the floor. Bring your hand back to your mat. Step back, high plank, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. We're gonna do that on the other side. So lift your left leg up. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Wide-legged low lunge. Stay high up on your hands. Try to bring your left shoulder underneath your left thigh. Maybe wrap your hand around your left ankle. Maybe add the balance in here, bringing your right hand, interlacing your fingers around your left ankle. Building a lot of strength and balance, focus and flexibility. It's the beauty of yoga right here. Now, extend your arms straight out to the side so you're in a capital T position. Look past the front of your mat. Imagine that that left foot is flying off the mat, hurdler's pose. Okay, take your hands back to your mat, release your right knee down, quad stretch. Bend your right leg, take your foot with your left hand. Again, you can look forward or you can add a twist to the spine and look back toward your right foot. And release your right foot down, hand back to your mat, step back, high plank. Lower Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Okay, moving on, we're gonna add some standing balancing too. So we just wanna really connect to our sense of balance. So extend your right leg back. We gotta do the tap again, all right? Right knee, right elbow. Start to imagine that you're just floating there. Right leg high, right foot between your hands, low lunge. Let's come back to standing splits. Left heel high, working towards straightening through the front leg. This is all great prep for our arm balance. Okay, one jiva squat, tuck and curl, standing splits. Now from here, we're gonna come into one-legged mountain or staff pose. So you're gonna bring your left leg through, bring your arms up, so we're balancing on our right foot. From standing staff, we're gonna move into dancer pose. So dancer is a great splits position for our legs. So kick your left foot back, take your foot from the inside with your left hand. Bring your knees back together, reach your right arm up, and then begin to kick your foot into your hand as you hinge forward, simultaneously kicking and stretching. So you wanna feel the stretch in your right hamstring. You wanna feel the strength in your left quad. Okay, we're gonna make our way back to staff. We're gonna take a nice balanced hip stretch. So come into standing pigeon, left ankle over right knee. Sink down like you're sitting into a chair. Bring your hands to your heart. Press the palms of your hands together. We're gonna do one more standing balancing pose on our right leg. So take your right hand to your right hip, bring your left peace fingers around your left big toe, stand up straight. And then if it's available to you, extend your left leg forward and or your left leg to the left. You can extend your right arm to the right as a counterbalance. These are all great stretches in prep for hurdlers, but also we're really focusing on the balance. So find your drishti, gazing out in front of you at an unmoving spot on the floor. Let's all release to mountain pose. Bring your left foot to meet your right, your arms alongside your body. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, standing forward fold. You can flow back to downward facing dog if you'd like to. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg high, and let's tap left knee, left elbow. Three-legged dog to low lunge. Come into standing splits on the left leg. Lift your right heel high. Bring your forehead towards your knee. Look back toward the back of your mat. Keep your hips level. Lift your right heel a little bit higher. One jiva squat. Right knee behind your left. Standing splits. We're gonna come into standing staff. Bring your right leg through. Arms up above your head. Hold here in preparation for dancer pose on the left leg. Okay, so palm faces up. Take your right foot from the inside with your right hand. Bring your knees together. Extend through your left hand up toward the ceiling, and then kick your foot into your hand, simultaneously kicking and stretching. Coming into a splits-like position, focusing out in front of you. Okay, let's take the hip stretch. Standing pigeon, bring your right ankle over your left knee. Bring your hands to your heart, sink down into your chair. Keep your focus. All right, we're preparing for our last standing balance on our left leg. So bring your left hand to your left hip, right peace fingers around your right big toe. Big toe hold. Extend your right leg forward. and or to the side. We're all gonna meet in mountain pose. Bring your right foot to meet your left, arms alongside your body. Breathe in, tall mountain, look up. Breathe out, standing forward fold. Halfway lift, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. On your next breath in, lift your right leg high. Let's do it again, tap. Visualize. Can you visualize yourself flying into hurdler's pose? I promise we're gonna get there. Right leg high. We're doing all this prep to make it more accessible. Right knee, left elbow, and set your right foot down. We're coming into fallen triangle pose. Lift your left arm up, look up, lift your left hip a little bit higher. And then we're gonna release to half pigeon pose. So you're just gonna slide your right knee towards your right hand, press into your hands, lift up through the crown of your head, and then release. We're not gonna be in a long hold here, just 3 breaths. Come up onto your hands. We're gonna take a quad stretch now. So bend your left leg, reach around with your left hand, take your left foot from the inside. Done a lot of postures like this. So we're stretching the front of our left leg. Just draw that heel a little bit closer. Okay, now you can release your left foot down. Come up onto your hands, draw your knee towards your nose. So press up, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Now release your back knee down to the floor. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna come into full splits pose, Hanumanasana. We can do it in a couple of different ways, so pick the method that works for you. You can just work on straightening through your right leg for half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana, tongue twister there. You can slide your left knee back or you can slide your right foot forward. Now option here, you can have blocks supporting your hands so that you're getting the stretch in your right hamstring, your left hip and quad, but you're not just dumping your weight and overstretching. So it just depends on your level of flexibility here. And it doesn't really matter how far into the splits you are, as long as you are feeling more of a stretch and gaining a little bit more flexibility here in this moment. So wherever you're at, just push a little bit past where you were, I don't know, half hour ago. Okay, now we're gonna release. It's not always easy to get out of splits pose. Do your best. And then place your hands back on your mat and step back to downward facing dog. Let's take those couple poses on the other side, getting closer and closer to our hurdler's pose. Lift your left leg up. Left knee tap, left elbow. Left leg high, now let's twist across our body, tap. Left knee, right elbow, place your left foot down, fallen triangle. Reach your right arm up, lift your hips higher, look up. Release to half pigeon pose. So you'll just simply slide your knee toward your left wrist. Press up first, so you're stretching your chest, opening your throat, lifting your chin, looking up. And release. 3 breaths, half pigeon pose. Just slow down your breathing. finding that balance between effort and ease. Let's take the quad stretch. Come back up onto your left hand. Reach your right hand back. Bend your right leg and take your foot from the inside. Draw your heel in. Okay, release your right foot back. Take your hands to your mat. Tuck your right toes under, lift your knee. We're gonna do that knee to nose movement again. So bring your knee towards your nose. Extend three-legged dog in preparation for low lunge. We're gonna come into full splits on the left side. Release your right knee down. Again, you can take a half splits pose like we did at the beginning of class, or you can work your way into full splits pose. Very common, two sides are different from one another. Speaking for myself, my left side is less flexible than my right, so I have to go into this side a little bit differently, take my time. So wherever you're at, just be kind to your body by being kind in your thoughts. You just want to know that you are doing this posture right now in preparation for hurdler's pose. So what you want to be experiencing is greater flexibility in your left hamstring, your right hip, and your right quad. Okay, make your way back to a low lunge. Step back, high plank. Lower down, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog is your breath in. Downward facing dog is your breath out. All right, look toward your hands, step walker, float through to a seat. And right away to Navasana, boat pose. So extend your arms forward or behind your legs. Lift your chest up, lift your chin up. So we really want to connect with our core strength, our core center, which is imperative in arm balancing postures. So you just want to feel the fire in your belly, feel the fire in the core, feel the lift of your chest. Okay, now we're going to take a couple of more stretches in preparation for hurdlers. So we're going to come into cradle the baby pose. So you can wrap your arms around your shin, or of course you can take the option where you put your shin into the crooks of your elbows. Okay, and you want to just move side to side. Maybe a little bit up and down. Maybe a little bit of in and out. Okay, and from here we're going to come into heron pose. So take your hands around your right foot, extend your leg in the direction of straight. Lower your shoulders away from your ears, look past your toes. And release. All right, we're going to do the other side now. So bring your right shin to the floor, cradle the baby, wrapping your arms around your left shin, or again, taking the option where your calf is in the crook of your elbows. You can sway side to side and bring that foot up and down, in and out. Just taking a moment here to feel into your hips. Let's take that hamstring stretch now. In heron pose, take your left foot out in front of you, hands around the sole of your left foot. Begin to extend it in the direction of straight. Now lower your shoulders, lift your chin, lift your gaze. Okay, and release. Alrighty. We've made it to the peak of class, so I hope your body feels ready to try hurdler's pose. Go into it with an open mind an excited attitude. And again, knowing that this is just a practice in balancing strength, flexibility, focus, commitment, determination, all right? So make your way to downward facing dog. Breathe slowly, calmly, steadily. You want to come into this with focus. I'm going to guide you through it to make it the most accessible. So first of all, just walk your hands like one handprint back so you're not in your very, very long downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. We're going to do this again like we've done many, many times. Tap your right elbow towards your right knee. Now pause and bring it past your elbow so that the back of your arm is underneath your right thigh. From here, you're going to come into Chaturanga arms. Bring your elbows in, shift your weight forward. So right now, your hip is resting on your left elbow. Your thigh is resting on your right elbow. You're looking past your mat. Maybe lift your left foot up off the floor. And then option here, extend your right leg long. Practice, try, hold if you've got it. Let's come back into three-legged dog. And then step down to downward facing dog. Okay, come down onto your knees. Sit your hips to your heels. Take your hands, interlace your fingers, circle. I don't know if you're feeling it, but my wrists are kind of feeling a little talking to me. They're talking to me. So you want to just stretch them out, give them a little bit of love. You can press your hands forward, up, and shake it out. Okay, let's do the other side now. Remember, you're getting your left thigh, inner thigh, on the back of your left tricep. That's really key. And then you're bringing your elbows in toward your rib cage so that you have a shelf to support you. So let's try this on the other side. Downward facing dog. Step your hands back one handprint. So you're shortening your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. One time, knee to elbow. We've been here before. Pause. Now, bring your thigh, your inner thigh, toward the back of your left tricep. Bring your elbows in toward your ribs. Weight comes forward. So shift forward. Look past the front of your mat. Okay, from here, maybe lift your right foot up off the floor. Maybe extend your left leg long. And then make your way back to downward facing dog, or hold it. Left side for me isn't as strong, so I kind of came out of that quick, but practice and hold if you've got it. All right. Come down onto your shins once again. Shake out your hands, give your wrists a little bit of love. And then from here, let's come into embryo pose. So giving our body some relaxation, calm, and rest. So you're gonna slide your arms alongside your legs and then just roll down. Rest your forehead on your mat. One more breath here. Roll back up. And let's come into Ustrasana, camel pose. Big back bend to finish our class off. So come onto your shins. Tuck your toes under, or you can have your feet flat. Bring your hands to your low back. Press your hips forward, lift your chin up. Maybe reach your hands back toward your heels. Look back. One more breath here. Come all the way back up. And release. Cross over your ankles and lower down onto your back. Take your feet flat to the floor. Lower down. hug your knees into your chest. Just a loose squeeze here, and then we're gonna take some circles with our knees in one direction, just massaging through the low back. Take some circles in the opposite direction. Come back to center, separate your knees and feet for happy baby pose. And again, if it feels good, you can rock side to side. We're just giving our spine a little bit of love here. Bring your knees back to center and release both knees to the right for a supine twist. Extend your left arm to the left, look to the left. Come back to center and twist in the opposite direction. Knees to the floor, right arm to the right, look to the right. Deep breaths here. Come back to center. Take hold of your knees, bring your forehead towards your knees. Little ball. And then shavasana. Extend your legs long. Feet fall open, arms rest alongside your body, palms face up. Think back to the beginning of this class when you were in this shape, or maybe you were in reclined butterfly, but think back to where you were at the very beginning and just notice your body now. How do you feel? If you're still holding on to any tension, see if you can just let that go. Let your body be really, really heavy. Let the earth support the weight of your body. As an act of gratitude toward your body for doing all of that hard work, all of that focus, just let it relax and release. Another beautiful gift of yoga is this posture, where we get to be still and quiet with no other distractions than our own mind. So see if you can also just let your thoughts pass by without attaching to any of them. Let go of the class that you just did, all the postures, hurdler's pose, and everything that led up to that, and just be here in this moment, in this stillness, in the presence of your body, mind, and spirit. From the Power of Ashtanga Yoga, mastering arm balances like hurdler's pose is about more than just physical prowess. It's about developing trust in ourselves and our abilities. Through repeated practice, we face our fears and insecurities head on, gradually building the confidence to soar above them. This journey teaches us resilience, patience, and the power of a focused mind. You can continue to rest in Shavasana if you have the space and the time. If you'd like to finish your practice, just begin to bring movement back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, rolling your wrists and your ankles, and making your way toward a full body stretch, pointing your toes, reaching your arms up overhead, stretching through your fingertips, big breath in, and then you can roll onto one side or the other, cradling your head in your arms, resting your knees on your mat. And just taking this final moment here in gratitude for this amazing practice of yoga, for your incredible body, wherever it's at. The fact that you showed up and you gave it your all and you were focused and determined. Thank yourself for that. And then press your way up to a seated position, crossing your legs, bringing your hands to your heart, closing your eyes. Let's close together by chanting one Om. So breathe in, exhale, breathe in for Om. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to each and every one of yours, namaste.